Sing ciao, everybody. Welcome back. Good morning. Hello. You're watching Vietnam Steve, and I got a good one for you today. Just ducking out to get the morning coffee, and today going to talk to you a little bit about staying healthy in Vietnam. Some of the things that I do, and they're probably able to be done anywhere in particular. So wherever you are, if you're not in Vietnam, you can still have a look at some of these tips and tricks for staying healthy. Now, I'm not getting any younger. I'm in the late 50s, and I've got to make sure that I'm maintaining my health, making sure that it's as tip-top as it can be for a guy that's carrying a few pounds. But there are some ways that you can do it even as you get older. One of them's getting out and walking like I am now. I'm going to jump in a taxi, get over to the other side of town, show you some things on my journey today, and let's get into how we stay healthy in Vietnam. All right, here we are out the front. Got to go find a taxi. I think I'll go up this way, and there's a taxi there, but they're bloody burglars. I want one of the green ones. I'll go down here. If I can't get one of the green ones, I'll come back and get that taxi guy that was asleep. It's always good to save $2 or $3. So that's what we're going to do. Beautiful day today. Probably 26 degrees, no rain. The rain's gone, and it's just good to get out and about. Not sure what the day is today. I think it's Thursday. Don't know. Oh, it's a weekend day today. It's a weekend day today because I've got something on later tonight. So probably Saturday or Sunday today. I'm not exactly sure. I just stand on the corner up here, and the first little green taxi that comes past, I'll flag him down. Cost me $4 to get to the other side of town, and got to do a bit of shopping today as well. So pick up some new batteries for my keyboard, and see how we go with that. Well, I got myself in the little taxi, and be interested to see how much this is when we get to the other end. The green ones seem cheaper than these local burglars, but I'll give you a full synopsis when I get out of here. The roof's a little low. I'm hitting my head on the roof, but it's only going to take 5 minutes, so it doesn't really matter. See you at the other end. Well, that wasn't too bad. He was 86,000, which is about the same as the green taxi. Gave him 100. Most of them I give 100 to. They're always 86, 87, 92. But I have had a guy bring me across here that was 150 one day, so he obviously had his meter running a bit fast. It's just under 6 kilometres, so one side of town to the other, quick $4. So, 7 things I do to stay healthy. So number one's exercise. I get out every day and do a bit of walking. You all know that. Not doing as much as I'd like to do, but needless to say, it is happening, and we only do what we can do. The other one for me is I've got this new regime where I'm trying to learn to do the Asian squat. And I will do a video once I can perfect it, but I'm trying to do 30 minutes of squatting every day. And if you can get down into a real low squat and hold that for 30 minutes, that's supposed to do wonders for your health. So that is something I can do as an old man, and also don't need any equipment, you don't need to do anything, just find a comfortable place. You can squat on the ground, you can squat on a chair, you can squat at the beach, but getting down into a squat. So walking 5 kilometres every day, squatting for 30 minutes every day. Let me know what you're doing to maintain your health as you get older. If there's something I can adopt or adapt, I will. And I'm always looking for new things. But for the purposes of today, I'm just going to rattle off two with each of those. So the first one, staying healthy in Vietnam, is doing some exercise. And I love walking, and I'm starting to love squatting. I've come down to the market because I want to grab some stuff to take back home. So I'm going to go down in there and delve into the market very soon. And then got to duck into what's more like a supermarket and pick up some batteries and things like that. So a bit of fresh food coming up and a bit of electronic necessities coming up. That's the main Ha Long market right there that you're looking at. Usually down here a bit earlier, we're probably at 10 o'clock now, but usually down here a bit early just reeks of seafood because of course the seafood's coming in off the boats that pull up in there, coming straight from the bay. Look, the second one on the hit parade is food. So one of the luxuries of living in Vietnam is that the food is just absolutely great. And I've got two things I do with the food that I eat. I make sure I'm not eating processed food, so I'm actually eating fresh food only. And you might be able to see a policeman up there giving somebody a fine for double parking. We'll come back to that one in a moment. Last night, for dinner, went round to a relative's place, and we had shrimp, crab, squid, salad, chicken and corn soup, some green vegetables in a bowl for another soup, rice of course, but nothing that's coming out of a box. We don't go to box supermarkets, we don't have box stuff in our house, we're only eating fresh processed food. The second thing I do on the food front is I'm pretty much TMAD these days, 2 meals a day. I skip the breakfast where I can, unless the family's having breakfast or somebody else is having breakfast, I'm skipping it. And so while I'm eating fresh food, lunch and dinner, or maybe late breakfast, early lunch and dinner, I'm also limiting the quantity. So I'm upping the quality and I'm limiting the quality. If you've got a regime around food or diet that really works for you, let me know, because I would love to add something else into the mix. So it's got to be easy, it's got to be doable, it's got to be able to be integrated into my lifestyle. But if it goes along with eating fresh food and eating less food, I'm probably going to sign up. On the other side of the road there, we've had half the road seems to be crossed off with a barricade in the middle there. That policeman was giving someone a fine over there, and the police are hot to trot for fines now here in Vietnam. It's a way of making a living, and it's also a way of trying to sort out the traffic debacle that they've actually got. So some people I know took off today. One lady didn't want to drive because she just knew the police would catch her for a reason, and she needs to keep her licence in pristine condition. The gentleman that's driving them where they're going's been hit with a $5 million dong fine before they got to their destination, about an hour and a half away. That's a lot of money. You can work that out yourself in your own currency. But 5 million dong, that gentleman earns about 8 or 9 million dong a month. So it's almost a month's wages, probably for speeding, but could be for anything, or could just be a shakedown. The other thing I should add is that there's fines for going over the white line at the traffic lights, and there's actually people that are taking photos of citizens that have gone over the white line and then selling those photos to the police. So the person taking the photo gets a cut, and of course the police get their cut when they find the person. So it is a small business here, and it's interesting what you can do to be an entrepreneur in a country like this. I'm going to duck in and get a coffee organised, and then continue telling you how I stay healthy in Vietnam. So I'm just in a line here at the Highlands, and put the camera on because I was about to have two ladies come up the side here and push in. They've disappeared, but that is one of the interesting things in Vietnam, that nobody has ever opened a door and said, "No sir, you go first" to me in Vietnam. That is something that I've never seen. Maybe we'll have a banh mi today too. And number 3 on the hit parade is friends, and that can be family and locals. So one of the things I stay healthy here is making sure that I'm engaging with all the friends that I've made in Vietnam, and making new ones every day, but also got an extended family here now as well, with cousins, uncles, aunties and relatives, and engaging with them. So I think that's important to staying healthy, is not being a recluse in your basement, but actually getting out and getting amongst it. You might have heard when I kicked this video off, there was a couple of kids saying hello to me, and I stopped the video and had a chat to them as I went out. So people are really happy to engage wherever I go, and I'm happy to see that as part of my health regime, to engage well with the locals and engage well with family. Went out to dinner last weekend with a gentleman that I know here, and we had a great time. Not much English was spoken, but we've got the chat GPT working now, so we talk normally, and when it picks up my voice, it's translating it into Vietnamese for him, and when it picks up his voice, it's translating it into English for me. So job done. Today I've ordered the Fin Sua Da Large, which is 45,000, that'd be $2, and the Barn Tiramisu, which is 40,000, total 84. So do the maths, but it's quite cheap. And even after telling you that I'm only having 2 meals a day, I did feel like a tiramisu because they looked very, very inviting there. So first on the hit parade, do some exercise. Second on the hit parade, eat well. And third on the hit parade for staying healthy in Vietnam is just making sure you're engaging with people, keeping that mental wellness going. So I'm going to have to listen to this one back, because while I'm sitting in the cafe here, it is quite loud, just waiting for my coffee to be made. Well, I've got a seat right up the front here, right next to the music, so I'll do a short burst and see if you can hear me. Managed to get hold of a coffee, so I'm very, very lucky today. I didn't go the banh mi, but I did go the tiramisu. So nothing like a bit of cake to get the brain going. And talking about getting the brain going, a couple of things really keep me healthy in Vietnam, and it's keeping my brain active. And I think when you're constantly in an area where there's a foreign language, it exercises your brain. The street signs are in different language I don't understand, and it's creating actual stimulation the whole time. Love sitting here. Love watching the traffic go by, and the road must have been blocked off for some sort of a running event or something earlier this morning, but it's all being opened up now. The second thing around keeping my brain active and keeping healthy while I'm in Vietnam is around, I read a lot. So probably read 18 books a year, so what's that, 1.5 a month. I don't overdo it, but I do read every day. I love reading, and I did notice in the cupboard I've got a whole book of crosswords there that I might pull out and smash them off. I think there's 30 crosswords, so I could do one a day for a month. I love doing exercise of the brain, and that includes reading and sometimes getting the Rubik's Cube out and giving that a bit of a bash. So staying healthy in Vietnam is exercise every day, walking in squats, eating the right food, fresh food and TMAD, making sure you're connecting with family and friends, and then the brain is making sure that you're getting engaged with the language and finding it a stimulation, and even try and learn the language, which is what I'm planning to do. I've been coming here for a very long time, and I have to say I'm not fluent in Vietnamese, and reading books. So plenty of things to do to stay healthy in Vietnam, and of course stay healthy wherever you are. But I'm going to enjoy my coffee now, and once I finish that, I'll take you for a walk and we'll finish off. There's got to be an art to getting your camera level, because every day I can make it unlevel. But luckily, I've got a receipt, and I can put that under one of the legs and level you up. Even a bit more. Have to fold it over 8 times. Origami Steve. There we go. All right. Had the beggar lady come past. She sold me some dental flossers. Usually buy these every day, or some ear pickers from her. Give her a couple of bob, and she's happy. Had a phone call to my mother. She's going well, going back to see her in a month or so. And had a phone call to my sister, who's smashing out 10,000 steps a day, and tried to encourage her into the squat routine as well. But continuing on how I'm staying healthy here in Vietnam is really just getting out in the fresh air as well. So you might see that most days I'm outside, and I'm sitting here under the cloudy skies and just getting fresh air. So I don't sit in a man cave. I don't stay inside at all. I don't run the air conditioning excessively. I'm just out and about in the fresh air. And so for me, bit of exercise, bit of good food, bit of fresh air, that's really helping me stay healthy in Vietnam. Of course, the other way that you can also put a bit of extra spring in your step is to get off to a spa and get a massage or something. And I do that on occasion. There's a couple of nice spas here that I like to go to, hot springs. You sit in those for a couple of hours till you turn into a prune, and then get a bit of a rub-a-dub-dub massage, and you're feeling great. Your body's invigorated, and you're using some of those joints and muscles that you don't usually use. So eat good food, keep the brain active, get out and do some exercise, engage with family and friends, and of course savour the fresh air. I use the term fresh air loosely, because of course some days we have a fair bit of pollution here, but just get outside, look at the horizon, look at the beautiful stuff that we see around us. I've got to get going soon, so I'll wrap this up pretty quickly. Staying healthy also involves a bunch of medical stuff, so making sure that if you've got any medical issues, you're prioritising them and getting the right help and the right focus. If I've got something that I need to see a doctor about or go to the hospital about, I'll go and get that done, and it doesn't hold me back because I'm in Vietnam. When I say go to the hospital, that always sort of signifies a major event where I come from, but they don't have that many doctors' surgeries here. So when you say you're going to go and see the doctor, you're actually going to the hospital to see the doctor. So I would encourage you, if you are an older gentleman or an older lady, to follow the rules. I don't ride motorbikes, I don't drive cars here, I walk. It's just simple risk management. I'm not going to have a motorbike accident because I don't ride motorbikes. It's quite simple. I don't need to ride a motorbike. Everywhere I go, there's taxis, there's buses, there's walking. I've got no reason to ride a motorbike. This is probably my furthest distance from home here, 5 or 6 kilometres to the other side of town. Cost me $4 in a taxi. Why would I ever take the risk of an old man on a motorbike in this traffic? Follow the rules if you're an old person. And if you've got something that you think's a little bit odd, a little bit strange, get it checked, because I found the medical situation here quite good. Generally, there's somebody in the place that'll speak English and translate it for you, and help you stay on top of things. Exercise, food, friends, brain, all good things to stay healthy in Vietnam. And then the final one that really ticks my box, and it might not be one that's going to tick your box, is to be organised. So I'm a very organised person. I get frustrated when people aren't as organised as me, because I'm always right. But I am very organised, so I don't leave too much to chance. And when you're not leaving too much to chance, you've got a better go at staying healthy wherever you are. So if you're an expat somewhere in Southeast Asia, don't leave it to chance, get organised. It's sometimes frustrating because you feel like you're not doing as much as you could. You know, I don't overload any particular day. I pace myself, and I just make sure I've filled the morning, filled the afternoon, filled the evening. I only got 21 slots in the week. Once they're full, it's a full house. Think about doing less as you get a bit older. That's always good for the health, but stay organised. One of the tricks that I use is not thinking about all the things I haven't done, but I make a list of all the things that I have done. And so at the end of the day, while I might feel like I haven't achieved what I wanted to set out to achieve, I can say that I did achieve something. So today I've come over to the shops, had a coffee and made a YouTube. There's 3 things. I'm also going to pick up batteries for the keyboard, and I've also got to pick up a couple of other things at the fresh food market. So by the time I get back home, I'll have 10 things on my list that I've clocked off for the morning. That's a successful morning. That helps me stay healthy in my brain. I've also done some walking. I've tried some squats. When I get to a 30-minute squat, I'll do a 30-minute YouTube for you. I am a big man, and it's taking a bit of practice. That's about it. I'm going to drink the coffee and then get into the shopping centre. Probably come back and just tell you one final thing before we go, and then I'll let you get on with your day. Thanks for watching. And for those of you just concerned about the traffic down here, you know, I've sat here every day. I haven't seen an accident yet. But I've got to tell you, there's been a few close calls. So I thought I spent a bit of time at the cafe, but there's a couple of ladies there that were there before I got there, and they're there after I leave. So look, staying healthy in Vietnam, a few of my tips and tricks there for you. Just adopt the ones that make sense to you, and if anything doesn't make sense, then just disregard it. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next one.